Hi, in this video, I'm going to show you on how you can create a realistic shadow to a product image in Canva. So I have this design and this photo actually doesn't have a shadow, but I just added a shadow to make this product more prominent and therefore it will draw people's attention to it. And in this video, I'm going to show you 3 different methods or 3 different shadow styles that you could implement to your design. So I'm going to move on to the second page, which has the same design except there is no shadow. So I'm going to add shadow to this tumbler or a cup or a mug. I don't know the name of this product, but I think this is sort of reusable glass. Maybe not reusable. This is the kind of cup that is used in Starbucks or some sort of cafe. Anyway, I'm going to add shadow to this particular picture. So I'm going to click edit, and after that, let's go to shadows. And I'm going to apply this backdrop shadow because I think this is the most realistic compared to other options. You could, for example, use curve or page tilt, but I think backdrop is the most realistic, at least when it comes to a physical product. This is the best. And after that, you can adjust the blur amount. Please keep in mind that it will make the image slightly smaller, so maybe later you have to change or resize the image to make it bigger. So I have this direction as well, can be changed, but I think I'm going to keep it that way. Intensity is just how dark the shadow should be. I think I'm going to keep it moderate to around 40. And of course you can change the color, but I think dark is of course the color of shadow, but there is nothing stopping you from using a completely different color. So that is for the first method. I think it's pretty easy and you could implement this to pretty much any image. But let's try something else. So the next method is going to be very interesting. Okay, so the next method, I'm going to use this picture and I'm going to create a duplicate of it, and then I'm going to create shadow out of it. So right click, click duplicate, and we got this picture. Now let's go to edit, and after that I'm going to click duotone and click custom, and I'm going to change the highlights to completely black. The shadow is also completely black. Now let's go to blur and make sure to select the whole image, and after that you want to increase the blur amount to, I think I'm going to set it around 70 or maybe 80, maybe 75 is good enough. And then let's go back and click transparency. Let's reduce the transparency for this picture to around 30 or 40. And after that, you want to right click on this picture or on this shadow and then click layer, click send to backward or send to back depending on your design. I think I'm going to use send to backward, and I'm going to do it again to make sure that this picture is now behind the original picture. And let's put it here so we can see that this picture is kind of popping out. It's kind of having a shadow. Maybe one thing to keep in mind is that you have to consider this line. It's a sharp line that doesn't look good, so maybe you have to be aware of the image that you are using as a shadow, or maybe you want to extend the image so the shadow still look somewhat more realistic, so there's no these sharp edges around it. Okay, now let's move on to the third method, which I think is equally as interesting but a lot less complicated. Okay, I'm going to remove this shadow and I'm going to visit elements. I'm going to search for oval shadow, and let's go to graphics, and let's say I'm going to pick this shadow and I'm going to put it below this glass, or maybe not glass, below this cup, and let's right click, click layer and send backward, and I'm going to make it slightly smaller again and put it here. And there you have it. So that was for the third method. You could, for example, use a different shadow style. There are plenty of options here, so you could pick the one that you feel the most realistic for any given picture. And you also have to consider the shape of the object. So in this case, the top and the bottom areas is circle. That's why I can get away with this this circular shadow. But if you have a product that's maybe cube or rectangular, then you might want to use a shadow style or shadow shape that is appropriate for that the shape of the object. So anyway, those are 3 different methods you can try to create a realistic shadow to a product image in Canva. I hope you find this video to be helpful, and I'll see you on the next video.